Hello and welcome to The German Guy Reviews. I'm The German Guy. If you want the full version, watch my other videos. Link in the description. Long story short, German comedian Bully Herbig makes parody movies of the TV shows from the 60s he watched as a kid. And today that movie is an old western based on the writings of Karl May in the 1900s. I should mention that this movie came out in 2001. Dreamship Surprise, his Star Trek parody, in 2004, and Vicky and the Strong Man in 2009. Both movies I already covered. The reason I say this is because I now realize that I didn't do any of those reviews in a particular order, because I'm as bad at organizing my reviews as I am with anything else in my life.
Stu, what are you doing?
Making chocolate pudding.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Why on earth are you making chocolate pudding?
Because I've lost control of my life.
I have unpaid bills that are over a year old, and yesterday they sent me a finger of my mother. Not that it really matters that much. Aside from one quick moment in Dreamship Surprise, there weren't any callbacks to other movies of his. Anyway, let's start, shall we? The movie begins with our two main characters, the Native American chief of the Apache tribe named Abahachi, played by Bully Herbig, and his best friend and white dude from the south, simply named Ranger, played by Christian Tramnitz, long member of his comedy show The Bully Parade, becoming Bloods brothers.
Everyone has Ace!
Now one thing I want to mention is both of them speak throughout the entire movie Bavarian, because, get it, they're from the south. Yeah, it's a German thing and most of you won't probably even get it, but it's very hilarious what they do with it. Anyway, they go to another native tribe, named the Shoshone, with them the dead son of the chief. They are immediately accused of murder, but Abahachi denies this and starts to explain. The whole thing started when Abahachi wanted to buy a saloon with borrowed Shoshone money from a man named Santa Maria who screwed them over. And I come right out and say it, this guy is easily the best thing of the whole movie. He is sassy, quick-witted, but the best part, he is the leader of the super dangerous gang of bandits, right? But he plays it as if he was leading a troop of kindergarten children.
Jetzt geht doch mal jeder aufs Klo und dann reiten wir los. Du bist also müde, John. Okay, John, ab ins Bett. Alle anderen aufsitzen.
Oh Mann, ey! So eine blöde Sau!
Das ist ein Arschloch.
Wie sagt man?
Gute Nacht, John!
Bringst du uns was mit?
Ja, was Spannendes.
Was zum Spielen?
Und Schokolade. Ja.
Ess lieber mal einen Apfel.
I may order my men to murder people, but I assure you they will wash their hands afterwards. It turns out, however, that the evil Santa Maria is a long-time friend of this tribe, and they rather believe him than Abahachi. It is decided that in the morning they will be executed. We then see Ranger and Abahachi having a verbal fight, the running gag of the movie, where they come across like a married couple.
Das nennst du reiten, was du da machst.
Hast du was gegen meinen Reitstil?
Das ist doch kein Reitstil, das ist Tierquälerei.
Er legt mich doch am
Ja,
Arsch.
wie denn?
Ich bin mit der Gesamtsituation unzufrieden.
Well, my professional advice to you two would be to fuck. Right here, preferably. I told you a shrink in the supermarket couldn't be all that great. Please look into the camera. At night, when Santa Maria's men who were supposed to guard them are fast asleep, the trapped hero remembers, thanks to a play on words Ranger made, of whom there are an entire container shipment of, that he has a map to a great treasure that they can use to at least pay off their debt. One problem, the map got split into several parts, because his grandfather always told him how important sharing is. Even when you do everything right, you do everything wrong. In addition to that, because he was drunk, he can only remember one. And that's why I think every person should have a body camera on him at birth. What, you are against it because it sounds dystopian? Oh please, everything you do is already recorded forever online. Oh, did he manage to make social commentary in his video about a light-hearted Indian comedy movie? He did. The guard hears them speak and lets them escape in order to inform his boss. But on their way out, they accidentally kill the tribe's mascot, a cute little bunny. You may think this is an odd animal to choose as a coat of arms, but let me tell you, the bunny is an utmost noble creature.
The rabbit is no coward. The humble little bunny faces a dangerous world every day, hunting carrots for his family, for his country.
This will also be the final straw for the Chochon chief to declare war on them. The first piece of the puzzle is owned by Abahachi's brother, Big Gay Winnetouch. Winnetouch? So he used to be a butcher? After a couple of "he is so gay with his gayness" jokes, the two brothers get the second part of the map. Only 2 more to go. Big deal, the first few quests are always easy, and you are not even playing on hard mode, which, back in the olden days, was the easy difficulty. Winnetouch reminds his brother where the remaining parts of the map are, so they come up with a plan. Ranger will go in one direction, Abahachi in the other. In the meantime, Winnetouch is going to pretend to be his brother and distract their pursuers. After a bit of training, Winnetouch is prepared to go west. Get it? When they realize that the Powder Rosa Ranch is surrounded by Santa Maria's men, Winnetouch shows them a secret escape. Obviously he knows all about backdoor holes. While Winnetouch keeps the bandits busy, the other 2 escape. First, Abahachi visits an old acquaintance of his, a Greek dude who owns a bar, where they also meet the author Karl May. Yes! That's the idea! Reanimating corpses for cameos is the next step in movie technology. Meanwhile, Winnetouch is brutally tortured.
Okay, das reicht.
You heartless monster!
Ranger derweil arrives in a cheap saloon where there are 1,000 laugh-out-loud things going on at the same time. Visual gags to be precise. Which only reminds me of this sad fact. They just don't make him like this anymore. And so we meet the final character in this strange little assembly. A woman named Uschi.
Ach komm, ich nenne dich einfach Uschi.
That one was only for my German viewers, who also play World of Warcraft, and know about this fan project that is over 10 years old, Jesus Christ. Anyway, Ranger and Uschi go someplace quiet, or so it only seemed, because Santa Maria was already waiting for them there, demanding to know where the final piece of the map is.
Und du, mein kleiner Goldfisch, verrätst mir jetzt ganz schnell dein süßes Geheimnis. Wo ist denn dein Teil der Schatzkarte? Oder soll ich meine Männer auf dich loslassen?
Hey, Finger weg. Sie hat doch mit der Sache nichts zu tun. Nehmt mich.
Too bad they didn't bring Winnetouch along for the ride. A fight breaks out and it is revealed that Uschi has a piece of the map tattooed on her back. So I guess she did this because she feared that she would lose the map otherwise. Well then, she is as unorganized as I am. I think I will give you an example so you can better understand. Sometimes when I'm editing on my PC, I realized that my program didn't rip the movie correctly. So I try to find it again, only to then realize that I don't know where I put it, forcing me to buy it again. So I have several copies of very, very shitty films lying around in my home. And don't you think this doesn't frustrate me the most, since I'm supposed to be a cliché, damn it. Yes, maybe I could clean up after myself a little bit better, and then it wouldn't get lost. And probably if I went looking, then I would find it again, but I'm just too lazy for that. Anyhow, Uschi and Ranger spend a night at a bandits' camp where they are getting close. The next day, they ride back to the Winnetosh Ranch. There, Santa Maria solves the very easy riddle on the world's most shitty map. On second thought, that's quite brilliant actually. If you put your super secret whatever on something that looks like straight out of a children's book, no one, not even Indiana Jones, will ever figure it out because explorers have certain expectations about these ancient mystical things. Abahachi gets captured as well, leading to this infamous moment.
Habt ihr noch einen letzten Wunsch?
Ja, das Lied aus der Superperforator-Werbung.
You don't have to wait for later, he's a new eliminator. Ask your local weapon trader for the super perforator. Stress? Just cool it, here's a special bullet. Put it in the magazine, boom, bang into your bean.
You can call the operator for the super perforator. Killing is our habit.
Make you real like a rabbit, but before you die, my dear,
have a final glass of beer. And before the break of dawn, you have your back where you belong.
Sprinkling the lawn.
Bang bang, bang boom boom, meet your doom, call us soon, a local weapon trader
with your super perforator.
Cheers!
Wait! The other two need to get a wish too! The Greek dude, who goes by the name Dimitri, comes through the secret tunnel and saves their asses. Now they have to go after Santa Maria, who took Uschi with him. Logically, Santa Maria is the first to arrive at the schuh of the manitu, the cave where the treasure is hidden. So, God likes to play basketball. That's why he's never listening to football prayers. During the time Santa Maria goes inside to solve the typical riddle that comes for free with every treasure cave, Abahachi and his friends have the opportunity to knock out all of the bandits and save their damsel in distress, which they do. Meanwhile, Maria Santa solves the easiest riddle that I have ever seen, which becomes even more stupid considering that this cave wasn't guarded at all, and if I was a cowboy riding my horse, this huge ass schuh in the middle of the desert would be the first thing I would check out. Which raises the question, why in every video game is every dungeon untouched? Am I the only person in the world who is interested in great wealth and artifacts? I want to see it just once, that you enter a cave and all the monsters are dead and all the riddles are solved, and in the final room is a guy who is just about to put the last gold pieces in his bag and is like, "Can I help you?" Just think outside of the box is all I'm saying. Anyway, Santa Maria discovers the treasure. It's a necklace. A necklace is the great treasure. That's really... meh. I mean, you went through all this shit, finding all the map parts. In the same time, you could have just robbed the jewelry store. Abahachi runs into the bad guy, who promptly shots him. Ranger is devastated, and we get a montage of all the good times they had together. But it turns out his blood brother was protected by the mighty power of Lebkuchen, which calls for celebration.
I'm so glad you are alive. You old son of a bone, just give me five.
We are saved. My heart is easy now.
Don't you think a Broadway musical number would be more appropriate after you have catched the bad guy?
All I want to say is, wow!
Now come on, and listen to my word. Always put this sentence one under your shirt.
And now he's getting on his horse.
If we see you and make you think who got it's a Lebkuchen Herz.
He is halfway in Mexico right now. keep on dancing? It's just a necklace anyway. Everyone comes together, including one of Santa Maria's men who had enough of his shit. However, Winnetosh activates a trapdoor, leading to a bunch of crazy ups and downs in a mining shaft. Also, Winnetosh's shaft. Hi there, Disney World. The German guy here. I have a very specific request. They end up outside, where the Shoshone have jogged all the way to this place. How did they know where they were? And then a fight breaks out, and it's concentrated western. Men on horses, lots of guns, bows and arrows. Bad guys shooting at good guys, and vice versa. The remaining bandits run away, and the guy who switched sides tells the chief the truth. The necklace was lost during all the excitement, so he gives them back the gold that Santa Maria stole from them. Speaking of the devil, he got what he deserved. But peace is not entirely re-established because there's still the issue of his pet bunny. Winnetosh knows the answer though. All remaining things are wrapped up. The Greek guy joins the tribe, which he always wanted. Santa Claus gives presents to all good people in the world to compensate for his brother's deeds. Yes, really? And Ranger says goodbye to his beloved, as there are many more adventures waiting for our two heroes. And so the movie ends with them riding into the sunset. And immediately starting to have an argument again. And that was the Schuh of the Manitou. It's an amazing film. You know the type of movie that you watch over and over and over again as a kid? This was one of mine, and for good reason. I was even more pleasantly surprised to find out that there were tons of jokes that went completely past by my head back then. I haven't read the book or watched the TV series this is based on, so I can judge in terms of how good this is as a parody. But this movie definitely deserves to be one of the highest grossing German movies of all time. As with pretty much all of Herrn Herbich's films, this one also doesn't feel cheap at all. There's so much soul and love for detail. From the costumes to getting real Native Americans to play the tribe, there is perfect comedic timing in every scene, so many things going on, so many blink it and you will miss it moments. The only problem I see with this is the language barrier. If you really want to give this movie a try, I have to sadly tell you that half of the jokes are play on words. Some of the jokes are even precisely built on how weird it must look for English speakers looking in from the outside. I don't know if there's an English dub. I have definitely seen Bully Herbig doing lines for the movie in a recording booth, but I could not find any clips of the movie in English. And yes, I don't know where I have left the DVD. But I'm going to make a shot in the dark here and say you should better watch it with subtitles on. Even if you don't understand a lick of a word, you will get the atmosphere. The German guy out and auf Wiedersehen.